One of my favorite exercises to figure out your hip and low back tightness and to help mobilize that area is this 90-90 position. So we're gonna start, you're gonna have one knee directly in front of that hip bone. Same thing here to the side. That hip bone and the knee are gonna be in a straight line as well. So even just getting into this position oftentimes can help me identify, is there any sort of core weakness? Is there a super tight hip on one side versus the other? The other thing once you get here is identifying side to side. So since I'm facing you here, I can switch this way, and now I can identify, does one side feel tighter than the other? I can also keep my hands on the floor behind me, keep my feet right where they're at, and nice and slowly and controlled move through this motion until I'm now on the other side. And this alone can be a really great way to help mobilize the hips. Before we get into that, a few things that you can continue to work on here. If you just have your legs in this position, and let's say this feels really tight, we're gonna get into that pigeon type stretch. So from here, just walking down into that stretch, you should feel it into your low back, into that hip, if anything is particularly tight there. And from here, you can just hang out for a little bit. Just feel that nice stretch. And now to get a little bit of mobilization, we're gonna come up out of it and then right back down. And you can move through this as a starting point for just maybe 5-10 reps is a great way to start. And then once you get into the bottom and you're feeling a little more comfortable with that, now just trying to walk your hands to the side, getting a nice little bend in your back, getting a stretch there. And now I'm gonna walk my hands to the other side in this forward bent position. And moving through this mobilization. And then once we're done there, you can come back up. If you don't feel comfortable or it feels like it's too much strain on your hips or your back to bend forward and move side to side, you can turn that into just from here, just moving yourself around your legs, just trying to mobilize those hips and low back one way and then the other. And again, most important is that you identify side to side which one feels harder, which one feels better. Typically the one that feels harder is the one that we need to work on a little bit more. And then once you are all good with those, another great way to mobilize is to just try to work here on moving through this motion side to side. And I'll do it facing towards you here. So from here, I'm just trying to move into one position and then the other. And this alone can be a really great way to open up some hips and make sure that your low back and core are ready to go for whatever the workout will throw at them.